Hello. Today I'm making this video in honor of MLK Day, which was just yesterday. And the topic is all about the lessons, the public speaking lessons that we can take away from Martin Luther King Jr.'s public speaking style. And I'll be doing this in the context of one of the most iconic and important speeches in American history, Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. I'll be giving 3 tips that you can start using today to enhance your public speaking and make it a lot more powerful and more memorable. And really make sure you stick around till number 3 because I saved the best for last in this case. Let's jump right into it. The year was 1963. It was a hot day in August and 250,000 people had gathered to see Martin Luther King speak. He was known for being a great speaker. And he was speaking all about civil rights and how everyone should be equal under the law, and really how America should keep its promises that it put in the Declaration of Independence and other documents that all men are created equal. As he was speaking, he actually noticed that it wasn't resonating with the audience as much as it usually did. And it was at that moment that one of his friends, a gospel singer, shouted out, "Martin, tell them about the dream." And then the rest is history. He started talking about what his dream was for America. The audience loved it. 1 year later, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was passed, and he won the Nobel Peace Prize. And that was just the beginning. There were Voting Rights Act and a lot of changes that occurred after that iconic day in August of 1963. So what can we learn from Martin Luther King Jr. and his public speaking style? Number 1, repetition. Martin Luther King Jr. masterfully used repetition in his I Have a Dream speech to get the audience hanging on his every word and in 100% alignment with his vision for what America should look like. His beautiful dream about a world where everyone was treated equal under the law, just as they are under God's eyes. So why does repetition work? For one, repetition makes it so that your ideas are more memorable, so that they stick in people's mind. Another thing is that it builds energy and momentum for your message. Every time he did it, it added more energy to his point and his vision for what America should be like if it were really following what its ideals were. Finally, there's almost a musical quality to repetition. It's actually a lot of the reason why we enjoy listening to music is because it's pleasurable to expect something to happen and then have it happen. And that's, a lot of what a beat is in music. The same is true with repeating things in a speech. It's very pleasurable to expect something and then to have it happen. So when the audience was hanging on his every word, part of it was because they knew he was going to say, "I have a dream," and they couldn't wait to hear more about what his beautiful dream was. So the next time you're giving a speech, come up with 5 words or less that are simple, short and sweet, and that really encompass the whole purpose of your speech, and then try repeating that over and over throughout your speech. You'll find that it makes your speaking a lot more influential and a lot more persuasive. Number 2, a clear vision. One of the reasons why the I Have a Dream speech is so iconic, why it's so inspiring, is because it had a clear vision of what he wanted America to look like. He didn't just lay down all the problems that were happening. He actually laid down a solution or a vision, a grand vision for how great America could be if it decided to let go of all those problems, the problems of hate and discrimination and just judging people unfairly based on things that were not in their control, the color of their skin. So the next time you're speaking, think about what your vision is, what your purpose is. I remember I was reading a book about this recently by Simon Sinek, and he said it was called the I Have a Dream speech and not the I Have a Plan speech. The reason why is because a dream is inspiring. A dream is something to shoot for. It's something that really gets everyone aligned and in the same direction. So make your dream, make your speech more inspiring by having a vision for what you want the world to look like. Once you do that, use vivid imagery to really paint a picture in your audience's mind. Consider this excerpt from the I Have a Dream speech. "I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, that little black boys and girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and girls as brothers and sisters. Wow. What's your vision? What inspiration do you want to give to your audience? Think about that and be very purposeful anytime you're giving a speech. Number 3, I saved the best for last here. One of the reasons that the I Have a Dream speech is so important and so powerful is because Martin Luther King lived by the words he was speaking. There was no denying that he was being authentic in his speaking at that point in time. In fact, just a few months earlier, he had been with the people in his audience, and he had been doing a peaceful protest where they were sitting inside of a lunch counter that segregated people based on the color of their skin. In order to fight that, he said, we're gonna sit here and we're not gonna leave. No one can make us leave. And basically what happened then is they brought in the police and they started putting attack dogs on them and spraying them down with fire hoses. And on that day, many of his followers and Martin Luther King were locked up. They spent time in a jail cell together. Martin Luther King was speaking on a cause that he was willing to go to jail for, alongside all the people in his audience. So when you're speaking, make sure that you live by the words that you're speaking, just like Martin Luther King did. And that'll add a power and a gravity to your words that just cannot be beat. So don't speak it unless you're willing to live it. Thank you for watching. If you want to be a powerful speaker like Martin Luther King Jr. was, one of the greatest speakers of our time, be sure to try using some repetition. Make sure your ideas stick in people's minds. Create a compelling vision and get your audience aligned with that vision, and make sure it's something that's inspiring and that will really push people or push ideals to the next level. And finally, be authentic. Live what you speak. Do not speak it unless you're willing to live it. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I make daily videos, sometimes daily, based around a theme. And usually it's about how you can improve your life through communication skills and leadership skills. Be sure to like and subscribe for more, and have an amazing day.